What's up YouTube? So today I'm very excited to get to bring you a review of the Alphacool NexXxos GTX 970 water block. These particular ones are for the Gigabyte 970 edition, so there are two other models that you can choose from depending on the make and model of your card. For this I already had a 280mm rad from Alphacool, and so I added a 360 to help cool these GPUs. And then just so you guys know, they no longer have the copper Alphacool logos on the side of the radiators. They're now replaced with a blue Alphacool logo, and it's like painted on, so it's not like a cheap looking sticker anymore. Just so you guys know that. I know a lot of the websites haven't updated the parts yet, or the pictures, so just a heads up. And so we didn't get one, but we got two of these water blocks for our SLI setup. So what I did before is I ran some Furmark with the stock coolers that Gigabyte provides you on there. So we're going to look at those temperatures, and then we're going to hook up the blocks. We're going to go back, rerun the same test again, and then see what we're at now, so we can see if these blocks are a good investment for you or not. So let's go ahead and jump right in here. First thing that you see when you open up the box is the back plate, individually wrapped for you. So let's go ahead and take this out. It's a very nice, smoothly finished piece of metal here, and it's got some weight to it too. Nice Alphacool logo on the front, and then you can see the model on the back. It's the M03 version, specifically for the Gigabyte cards. Let's go ahead and open up the rest now. Okay, so you get one bag of thermal pads. Pretty thick, actually. You get screws, washers, and thermal paste. More thermal pads. More thermal pads. And then the meat and potatoes is right here. When I first opened this, I was actually pretty amazed at how heavy this was. I did not think it was going to weigh this much, but you know, this way you know you're getting a nice, thick, solid piece of metal, good construction and everything. So yeah, that's the top of it. That's the fins, and all the little cutouts are where the capacitors go. That's your inlet outlet port. And this is how it'll be sitting inside your case. As you can see, the logo's right side up there. And then a little Alphacool logo on the bottom, but it's pretty much going to be hidden away from everyone. The back plates are going to be what you see mostly on here. So yeah, it's a very solid water block, and I think it actually looks pretty nice, and it's a lot cheaper than the EK one as well. And the last thing you get is an instruction booklet, and it pretty much tells you where to throw your thermal pads on here. I'm going to put a picture on here later highlighting where I put mine. Only on the one side though, I lost footage for the back side, but it's pretty straightforward. Alright guys, so this is a picture of where I put my thermal pads. I only did it on this side. I have no idea where my pictures went for the reverse side, but as far as the back side goes, just cover up the, you'll see where it says Samsung, the little memory chips that are on there. So those are the most important thing you want to get covered, and then anything else after that is you know, just additional help. So yeah, this is the side that you really want to focus on. And like I said, you could see highlighted where I put mine. If you guys have any questions about where to put these, let me know too. And then for the thermal paste I put on here, I did not use the included Alphacool paste. I had some Phobia HE grease that's currently what I'm using. I might later swap this out and put some liquid Pro on there, because I have that on my processor right now, so I'll see later if that makes any temp differences or not. Alright guys, this part of the video might be a little bit hard to see because I recorded the desktop at a pretty high resolution, but just wanted to show you what the overclock's at. 87 volts, 80 on the clock, 550 on the memory. I've had firmware running for about 24 minutes now, and temps are pretty stable. The first GPU we're looking at 58 degrees, and for the second one we're looking at 69 degrees. This is pretty much what they're going to stay at right now, and I have the fan speed on auto at the moment, so it's pretty quiet. But just to see what else we can, or what other temps we can get, I'm going to go ahead and turn them up to 100 real quick. So after turning the fans back up, the first card is at 49.50 degrees and the second card's at roughly 59, so that's a pretty good drop in temperatures we have there. But it sounds like a jet engine right now, so I don't really recommend running the fans at 100% unless you don't mind the noise at all. But that was just a quick look at, you know, the cooling capabilities of these coolers Gigabyte gave you, and all maxed out. They're actually doing pretty darn good. Alright guys, we got the new water blocks all put on now, so let's go ahead and check out the temps that we have here. First thing though is I boosted the overclock to 133 megahertz on the core and 575 on the memory. And on the first GPU we're sitting at 35 degrees, pretty consistent temp there. And on the second one it's going between 36 and 37. So as you guys can tell, this is a drastic improvement over the first temps we were getting, which with the fan speeds on auto they were at 58 and 69 degrees Celsius. That brings us to an average of minus 23 degrees Celsius for the first card and a whopping minus 33 degrees Celsius for the second card. So if you want to overclock like crazy, I don't think these things are going to be holding you back. They look like they can dissipate the heat perfectly fine. And then just so you know, I do have it hooked up to two Alphacool radiators. One is a 360 and one is a 280 millimeter, and they're both the XT45 or 45 mil thickness radiators. So if you were concerned about how much radiator space you're going to need, those two are doing perfectly fine, as well for the processor, which only sits at, you know, mid 40s, and that's delidded. So those two radiators are going to be more than enough for you. I don't think you need to go into 3 or 4 unless you just want to get ridiculous with it or have super low fan speeds. For this as well, I also, just to keep it consistent, kept all my fan levels all the way maxed out as I did with the stock coolers in 2. So even when you turn them down, the temps, it's only a couple, maybe 4 degrees warmer than that, so you can still have a pretty silent system with these cards in and just those 2 radiators. So if you're looking for parts for a new setup, you can't go wrong with this option to cool 2 GPUs and a CPU with just those 2 radiators. So that pretty much wraps this up, guys. As you can tell, these 2 water blocks are phenomenal. I think they look pretty cool as well, and from the test, it's clear to see that they are good performers. So whether you don't like the EK water blocks or you want to save money because these are significantly cheaper, I think it's a great route to take, and I would highly recommend these water blocks. So shout out to Alphacool, great product, and thank you guys for watching.